Finns were less enthusiastic about the European Parliament election than before. The voter turnout only reached 42.4%. This time around, voter turnout for the European Parliament election was lower than before. On election day, heavy rain swept across the country. The voter turnout was 42.4%, a decrease of 0.3% compared to 2019. Expert attributes this to election fatigue and the convenience of early voting. The majority of votes were cast early, at a rate of 25.3%. He emphasizes the need to adjust the election schedule to avoid silence on official election days. Results of the European Parliament election, how Finns voted. Finland's European Parliament election concluded with 15 parliamentary seats allocated. Let's explore the election results and learn about Finland's new group of parliamentarians. In this election, Uusimaa had the most representatives with 7 parliamentarians, accounting for nearly half of the total, while Pirkanmaa had no representatives. Notably, Li Andersson Left Alliance secured a historic number of votes, with over 250,000 ballots, representing nearly 14% of the total votes. This election also saw an increase in the number of female parliamentarians, with 9 compared to 6 males. Of particular note, there were 5 parliamentarians under the age of 40, with the youngest being Sebastian Tynkkynen, 35 years old, from the Finns Party and the oldest being Iiro Heinäluoma, 68 years old, from the Social Democratic Party SDP. The National Coalition Party Kokoomus garnered the largest support nationwide with 24.8%. Prominent parliamentarians include Li Andersson, Left Alliance, Iiro Heinäluoma, SDP, and Mika Aaltola Kokoomus. Most of Finland's new parliamentarians are proficient in multiple languages, including Katri Kulmuni, Centre Party, and Li Andersson, Left Alliance, who speak 5 languages. Although voter turnout this time reached only 42.4%, lower than the previous 42.7%, early voting still increased to 25.5%. Finland's new parliamentarians will join corresponding political groups in the European Parliament, with the EP representing the National Coalition Party and S&D representing the Social Democratic Party. This election demonstrates significant changes in Finland's political landscape in the European Parliament, with new, younger, and more diverse faces. The plummeting support for the Finns Party is a shock to Riikka Purra. Extremely poor results. The Finns Party only secured 1 parliamentary seat, with support halved compared to 2019. Party chair Riikka Purra sees this as an extremely poor result and is surprised by the decline. She believes the low voter turnout and responsibility within the government may be factors. Why did the polls not show a surge for the Left Alliance and a collapse for the Finns Party? Expert assessment. Pre-election polls for the European Parliament election did not predict the rise of the Left Alliance and the failure of the Finns Party. Before the election, Wile's final poll predicted that the 3 leading parties would be the National Coalition Party, the SDP, and the Finns Party. The Finns Party was expected to win 3 parliamentary seats, while the Swedish People's Party RKP could lose its only seat. However, when the election results were announced, the 3 leading parties were the National Coalition Party, the Left Alliance, and the SDP. The Finns Party received less than 8% of the votes and only secured 1 seat. The Left Alliance won 3 seats, and RKP maintained its position. Expert Jari Pajunen, director of Taloustutkimus, offers some reasons for these results. He believes that the low voter turnout, reaching only 42.4%, affected the outcome. Those loyal to the National Coalition Party and RKP participated in the voting, while many other voters did not. Additionally, the personal success of Li Andersson from the Left Alliance, with a large number of votes, disrupted predictions. Pajunen compares European Parliament election polls to polls for national elections, where the voter turnout is higher, aiding more accurate predictions. The failure of the Finns Party indicates that their voters did not turn out as expected. Pajunen also notes the surprising success of RKP, which may be due to unfavorable poll results motivating their loyal voters to participate in voting. Preliminary results from the European Parliament election. According to preliminary results from the European Parliament election, Prime Minister Viktor Orban's Fidesz party is losing support in Hungary. With over half of the votes counted, Fidesz only received over 44% of the votes, compared to 52% in the 2019 election. This could be the party's worst result in its 14 years in power. In Finland, the National Coalition Party won with 24.8% of the votes and 4 parliamentary seats. The Left Alliance surprised by coming in second with 17.3% and 3 seats. Li Andersson of the Left Alliance had the highest number of votes with nearly 250,000 ballots, setting a new record in European elections in Finland. Across Europe, the center-right EP party is leading with 184 seats, followed by the S&D party with 139 seats. Far-right parties like ECR and ID also experienced significant growth, while Green and Liberal parties suffered heavy losses. In Germany, the CDU-CSU opposition alliance leads with nearly 33% of the votes, while Chancellor Olaf Scholz's SPD and the far-right AfD party are closely competing for second place. This result indicates a significant change from previous predictions. The far-right scored a resounding victory in the European Parliament election, plunging France into political turmoil. Jordan Bardella's National Rally Party won 32% of the votes and 31 seats in the European Parliament, while President Macron's centrist alliance only received 15%. Macron announced the dissolution of the National Assembly and plans for new elections in late June and early July. The far-right's victory tarnishes Macron's political legacy and creates the risk of political deadlock in France, affecting the entire European Union. These preliminary results are being updated and carefully analyzed across Europe, with many countries and political parties facing significant challenges and changes. Large fire in Lahti. A large fire completely destroyed an industrial hall and warehouse in Lahti in the early evening. The fire broke out in the Niemi district, triggering an urgent warning due to thick smoke posing a health hazard. Firefighters worked throughout the night to extinguish and clean up the scene. According to Fire Director Juha Lahtinen, the flames no longer produced smoke or other hazards after 7 p.m. The cause of the fire is not yet clear, but witnesses reported hearing a loud explosion. Fortunately, there were no injuries. 25 rescue units participated in extinguishing the fire and ensuring the safety of the surrounding area. Junnila delivered an impressive performance at the European Athletics Championships, finishing 5th in the women's high jump final, Finland's best result in 53 years. Previously, Asko Pesonen also finished 5th at the European Championships in 1971. Junnila excellently cleared the 193 cm height on her second jump, but couldn't surpass the 195 cm height despite 3 attempts. This is her best performance in over 3 years. Despite achieving commendable results, Junnila remains unsatisfied and disappointed for coming so close to the medal position. She shared, "Honestly, this is really tough. There were all the opportunities to get a medal. Today, only others jumped better." Nevertheless, Junnila's performance remains confident and tranquil. "Technically, I was very confident and had some good jumps. In the big picture, I'm really satisfied because we've been low for a long time. I know I can jump much better," Junnila said. Meta using user data to train AI. Meta, the parent company of Facebook, announced to European users that they will use their data to train artificial intelligence models. This announcement came in May, stating that Meta will utilize data collected since 2007 to train its AI models. Meta assures that users' private messages will not be used for this purpose. This change is expected to take effect on June 26. However, data protection experts have expressed objections. The nonprofit organization NOIB has initiated complaint procedures in 11 European countries, arguing that Meta has not provided sufficient information regarding the processing of user data for training AI models. While Meta claims they have legitimate rights to use user data for this purpose, privacy and legal experts in Europe have expressed doubts. They believe Meta needs to provide a more reasonable explanation of their plans and respect users' privacy rights. Meta has sent notifications to their users about their right to object to the use of their data for training AI models. Users can object to this by filling out a form on Meta's website and submitting it. However, this seems rather complex, and Meta has not provided an easy way for users to exercise this right. Supporting immigrant women's integration into life in Finland. The local organization Jomoni in Joensuu holds weekly meetings for Arab and Kurdish women, creating a space to meet, find friends, and support learning and work. Support in the native language is crucial, especially in the early stages of integration. Knowledge of language and culture helps reduce misunderstandings and create opportunities for conversation and sharing. Additionally, diversity within the community is important to create conditions for long-term integration. Despite challenges, in this group, there is hope and opportunity. Women have dreams of jobs and careers in Finland, and support from the community and local organizations helps them progress further in their journey of integration and success.